Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going on a journey, but it's not to some far-off place. Nope, this is a journey inward, a path to uncover that pure, peaceful nature that's actually already inside each of us. And our guide for this, it's the incredible wisdom found in an ancient text, the Maharatnakuta Sutra. So let's begin.
You know, it is so easy to feel lost these days, isn't it? We get pulled in a million different directions, just constantly overwhelmed by all the noise and all the things we have to do. I think there's this really deep human longing to just cut through all that static and find a place of real calm and clarity inside.
And that longing, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're going to be exploring some ideas from the Maharatnakuta Sutra. And look, don't think of this as some complicated, dusty old book. Think of it more like a living, compassionate guide, a kind of map that shows us the way back home to our true selves.
So first things first, why do we feel so lost? I mean, where does that feeling come from? The sutra gives us this really powerful metaphor to explain our situation. It describes it as if we're all just kind of wandering around, lost in a fog.
This line from the scripture just says it all, doesn't it? We're caught in these cycles, these patterns of thinking and reacting that a lot of the time we don't even understand. We're riding the wheel, going through life as if we're trapped in this room of ignorance, and we can't even see the walls, let alone the way out.
But here's the really wonderful news. The Buddha doesn't just describe the room and leave us there. He actually shows us the door. The sutra introduces this amazing key concept, a gateway to real understanding that can lead us right out of that fog.
This gateway is called the Dharani Gate. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. Think of it less as some mystical thing and more like a practical tool, a special kind of mental focus. It's the ability to see things as they really are, always changing, all connected, and to hold on to that wisdom. It's what keeps you centered, preventing you from getting knocked over by the constant ups and downs of life.
Okay, so how do we open this gate? Well, the path starts with a really simple but incredibly profound first step. The sutra calls it hearing, and it's all about being willing to listen, to truly open our minds to a different way of seeing the world.
You see, just by sincerely listening to these truths, something powerful starts to happen. Hearing plants a seed. It's like the first crack of light that breaks through the darkness of our confusion. And it's what starts to guide us toward a much more stable, unshakable, peaceful way of being.
Hearing the truth is the first step, for sure. But to really let it sink in, we have to actively work with it. And that brings us to the second stage on the path, contemplating. This just means we reflect deeply on what we've heard, and we start to see its truth in our own lives and our own experience.
And this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The sutra gives us a really clear process. So you look at anything, an object, a thought, a feeling. First, you just perceive it. Then you really look at its true nature. It came into being, it's here for a little while, and it's going to pass. It's impermanent. And when you truly see that tight grip of I and mine, it just naturally starts to loosen. And that allows your mind to rest in its natural, clear, pure state.
And it's through this process of deep contemplation that we arrive at one of the most profound insights in all of Buddhism. The sutra tells us that the true nature of everything, everything, when you look deeply enough, is emptiness.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That word emptiness can sound really scary and misleading. But this is so important. It does not mean nothingness or some cold, lonely void. Not at all. It means freedom. It means things aren't fixed or rigid. They're open, they're interconnected, and they are full of possibility. Emptiness isn't a lack of something. It's the very potential for everything to exist and to change.
Hearing and contemplating, they're absolutely essential. But the wisdom you gain from them has to be brought to life. It can't just stay in your head. So the third and final step of the path is practicing. This is where we take all that understanding and weave it into every single moment of our daily lives.
So what does this practice actually look like? Well, it means letting go of our constant pushing and pulling, our attachments and aversions. The text calls this bujichuo. It means we stop getting stuck in rigid black and white thinking, or liyu zhongbian. And what's amazing is, as this wisdom gets deeper, you find you naturally give rise to this huge compassion, chitatzibe, for everyone else who's also caught in that same fog. And that compassion, that becomes the engine for everything you do.
So, after walking this path of hearing, contemplating, and then practicing, where do we end up? Well, the journey leads us to this beautiful realization, a return to what the sutra calls our pure heart.
And honestly, this might be the most comforting and beautiful teaching of all. We're not trying to become something we're not. We're not trying to build some new, enlightened version of ourselves. We are simply clearing away the clouds of confusion to uncover the brilliant, pure sky of our true nature that has been there the entire time.
The sutra wraps up with this profound statement. What it means is that peace, or nirvana, it's not some distant goal. It's not a faraway heaven you have to get to. It's actually woven into the very fabric of reality itself. When we finally see things clearly, without all our confusion and attachment, we realize that peace is right here, in the nature of this very moment.
So we'll end with this question for you to really think about. This ancient path isn't just about finding peace. It's about unlocking a deep and profound freedom. What might open up for you if you just started to gently loosen your grip? What infinite possibilities might you discover? Thank you for taking this journey with us today.